Let's dive deep into fear again. I've gotten some questions yesterday. I haven't looked at all the comments under my video, but some people personally sent me a message. And I feel like this is such a rich topic because it's almost a cornerstone of life, like how to move beyond fear, how to be free from fear, how to not let fear cripple your dreams, or you could say your true desire, or even your true expression. So let's go as deep in it as we possibly can today, knowing that fear is safe. It's not something we have to be fearful of because in the end it's just a sensation, suggesting to us either some idea of separation or some idea of death. But if you know deep down inside of you that which you are made of, existence, cannot become non-existence, by definition that is not possible. So your true self cannot die. These forms and these shapes that come, that go, those will disappear. But there's something that knows that will remain. And that is what we want to continuously highlight through this process. As things get a little bit too much or you feel fear taking over, just relax, no pressure, just be gentle with yourself, but see if you can create a little bit of distance in between you and the fear. And this is why I suggest helping, or why it helps to see it as a sensation, as a certain vibration, which we interpret in a certain way and create a whole story about. But you can always be in love, in faith, in trust, regardless of what kind of fears arise. So that even the example I used in my video from yesterday, or 2 days ago, who cares? That a train would be coming to you, instead of even reacting out of fear, you would even in that place react out of love, out of faith, out of trust, in terms of keeping your body safe. Because fear paralyzes. So even if you're in a life-threatening situation, it's not even wise to react from fear, considering it makes you more. If you react out of faith, out of love, out of trust, you'll be much more skillful, because it's a much more holistic place to come from. So in that sense, there's no excuse to ever be in fear. The answer is always love. And you can substitute love in this case also with faith and trust, because they are both like the logos of the universe. The architecture of the universe, something that cannot be shaken, something that cannot be doubted. And this what also boils down to all the challenges in your life can be faced with a backbone of love, with a backbone of faith, of trust. And faith is not just blind faith. It's a deeper knowing in a higher power, knowing in something more intelligent. And then you can always rely on that. So as we dive deeper into these fears, let's bring with us that knowing, that faith, that love, that there's nothing to fear, that all is okay. This is just a mirage. It's just a dream. So you can safely go deep into the dream, keep your heart open and explore whatever you want with a light-hearted intention, with an honorable attitude. But it's never wise to go into the dark, not bringing a light source with you, because then in the darkness there might be many objects that you want to shine your light on. But if you do not bring a clear light with you as you look into these fears, then there's a high chance that the darkness will overcome you. So this is why it's always helpful, if you're not really confident yet, to do this with someone else, or to have a video like this to guide you. And again, take it step by step. But there's this quote that life starts at the other side of your comfort zone or fear. Something along those lines are the same, because your comfort zone is where you feel safe. And then when you go to that edge, you start to feel separation. You feel like, oh, I could maybe die, lose this identity of myself. So, let's face our fears. Let's investigate what are we really afraid of. I've had in my life been dealing a lot with just plain social anxiety, where I was always afraid that I would make a mistake, look like a fool, or people wouldn't love me, and in a sense I would be cast out. And I think this is such a common theme nowadays, that because we perceive we are not safe when we're in a social setting, then we start breaking down and we start not getting skillful and trying to protect ourselves and do all of these things. But this is not by any case necessary. You can choose as an alternative to doing this whenever you notice yourself, and this applies to any fear. When you notice that a fear arises, we can either fear that fear, resist that fear, or we can create a little bit of distance, help to see that that is not who we truly are, and just allow it to be as it is. The fear is perfect. It's signaling to you where you still believe in separation, where you still believe that you are lacking, where you believe that you can die. And this is not the case. So then it's also more inviting to take a curious look at fear. If you deep down know, okay, I cannot truly die, then also I have nothing to lose. The only thing that can die are these untrue parts of me, these identities, these layers that I've started to adapt. So let's start peeling back those layers until only the truth remains. And this is why at the moment I feel excited to go deeper into that fear, to actually start looking for that fear. And for everyone, this will look slightly different. Some people will go out into the world, oh, I'm afraid of talking to people, to actually just talk to someone. Or you're afraid of bungee jumping. It's just a very stereotypical example. But for some people, it might look more in the beginning like, okay, I have some feelings, some sensations inside of myself that I haven't really faced yet, that I felt like I ran away from my entire life. Let me just sit in meditation. Let me just be quiet. And the reason why we usually don't want to be quiet, why we don't want to shut up, is because we kind of sense like, okay, then I'll be flooded with all of these things that I haven't truly processed yet. But you want to process this. You want to be free. You want to not carry this subconscious burden, like this little bubble that you cannot get rid of on your phone screen, that you try and put everywhere, but it just stays. It's the same with these lack beliefs. So we gotta clean up, my friends. And the only way to clean up is to see what a mess it is. What kind of crazy ideas of separation we've started to believe in. And to not judge yourself for this, because you have picked this up from society. But now it is your responsibility to clean it up. So let's start cleaning it up, and let's do that with a fun attitude. Let's make it fun to clean all of this shit up, all of these fears, all of these ideas, until you can walk into any room and you just be yourself. You don't have to be afraid. You could speak in front of thousands, hundred thousands of people, and it wouldn't make a difference to you, because you wouldn't project any separation, any pressure, any lack beliefs. I truly want the highest for you. This is the goal of IMX, to just share the highest possibility for you, whatever your truest expression is, whatever your truest dream. So let's aim high. Let's tune into ourselves, the self that is not afraid, that blinks neither at the dark nor the light, that has an open heart, that is always loving. Can be firm, can correct, just like how you can love a child, and if a child does something silly, you can also correct it. And this is also how you would want to treat your fear. Your fear is like a little child that comes in, there's a dog outside that wants to bite me or something like this. And you just calm the child down, you check out the situation, you see it's not the case, you see the dog is just happy, he just wants to play. And then you just, instead of making the kid wrong, you just explain to the kid like, hey, You don't have to be afraid of this. Shall we go together outside? Shall we meet this dog? Just pet him slowly until the fear dissolves. But if you would belittle him, if you would judge him, then it would only perpetuate the fear. He might conquer the situation. So be to yourself as a loving parent. So you can correct yourself in a loving way. You can discipline yourself in a loving way. To not be afraid of these smoke and mirrors, of these imaginary ghosts that if you take away the cloth, it's just two little midgets standing on top. You have nothing to be afraid of. Nothing could ever truly threaten you. And I want to give you my word of this. It's all just a play. It's all just a dream. And once we finally wake up from this dream, once we become lucid, then the game can really begin, because you know there's nothing to gain, there's nothing to lose. So you just have a free license to give it all, to live your highest dreams, to give it all to this beautiful world, to help it upgrade, ignite global awakening, next level civilization. So let's just take a moment of silence. And everyone take this at your own pace. But see if you can call upon your own faith, your own love, your own trust in whatever is, whatever label you put on that. See if you can put a little bit more faith in that. See if you can put a little bit more trust in that. And just quiet your mind down. For the moment, whatever the mind has to suggest, it's not interesting. The only thing that you are interested in right now is your heart, is your soul, is your being, is that which never dies, that which is always present. All the rest is just not interesting. You, who you truly are, that is what is interesting. That is what is infinite. That is what you want to get more clear on, more convinced, more aligned with. So then in any situation, not only for yourself, but for all other selves, you can shine a light on the situation. And this will greatly assist the world in dissolving these ideas of separation, of fear, of lack, of competition. And it can just be like a cool, co-creative game. Connect deeply with your true self every day. Create those moments of stillness. No matter how successful you are, no matter if you are able to have a clean moment of stillness, that doesn't matter. You can look beyond the mind and its rambles and its fearful suggestion. And you can just be present with that truly interesting, alive, lucid beingness that pervades all experience. You cannot go anywhere in this universe without there first being this awareness, this I amness. So get clear on that which is, because that which is, that which is not, is not. It just appears to be, but it's not really. In that sense, this is why they say nothing ever happened. This is why when you wake up from the dream, you're like, it was all just a dream. Imagine that's the case right now. Imagine this is not really happening. It's just a projection, a play of consciousness on a screen. And you could wake up. You could wake up to your true self. And when you wake up to your true self, you can still dream, but you will be the creator of your dream. You won't be a victim of your dream. Live your life to the fullest, my friend. That is what I want for you. So that you don't have to hold back, so that you don't have to keep yourself small, but that you can actually step at your rightful place, your true place. You could say your throne over creation. You can rest in faith, you can rest in love, no matter what the situation is. And this is the only challenge. To have faith, to stay in love, to stay true. And the mind then always says, yeah, what about this, what about that? It doesn't change anything about the fact. All you have to do is to just be yourself. Stay true to that. Be love. Be the light. Have faith. And then that knowing will start to outshine all of these shadows. But make sure to bring a clear light with you whenever you invite and you're excited to dive deep into these fears, which the only thing you could ever find out is that they're not true, that they're not valid. Doesn't mean you cannot act skillfully in certain situations, but nothing can threaten the oneness. Separation is just an appearance. There is only one. All right, my friends, go in love, go in peace. Drop down any questions you have below or any insights. Feel free to share. And let's be fearless together. Let's wake up. Let's not take no shit from the little mind, which is just the voice of echoes of lifetimes of separation and small ideas about ourselves. Let's wake up and let's establish a new baseline for this collective, so that everyone may bask in the joy and the knowing that this is all just a play, it's all just a game. It's really nothing for you to do. You're always already whole, complete, safe, eternal, all of those things. So you just get to play in this awesome dream. Stay true, my friend. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.